I'm here with Foxy with Death's Doors and 80% current patch. How are you doing, Foxy? And good luck for your run.
Thank you. Doing all right. Welcome, everybody. I'm FoxyJira. I'm here to run, like what we said, Death's Door 80% current patch. Should be a pretty quick run. Kind of explodes and kind of just keeps going. So I'll try to do commentary. It's really early in the morning for me, so feel free to say whatever you want and make me laugh, because that'll make me feel a lot better. But yeah, we're going ready to start the countdown and go and get going here. So whenever we're ready. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, so Death's Door. So I guess a quick about. Basically, we are a crow here to reap the souls of the dead, basically. We are here in the Hall of Doors, and we're going to get our first assignment. Overall, this is a game made by Acid Nerve. They also made Titan Souls a few years ago. It's a great, fun game. If you like action RPGs, kind of like Hyper Light Drifter or cool indie games like that, very similar vibe, feel. Honestly, one of my favorite indie games this year, and probably in the past like 2 years, 3 years maybe, and it's only $20 on Steam, so it's actually personally, like, I don't know, a deal. So I'll be quitting out a lot during the game, because anytime you see a door pop up, it gives me a checkpoint, and so every time I do that, just reduces the time that I actually have to go through. So there's an intro area that shows you how to use your bow as a spell. We just skip that by shooting into the wall, and we have our first boss, which is the Demonic Forest Spirit. Kind of a knockoff of the one of the bosses from Titan Souls called, I believe, Vine Thesis. And we're just going to try and quickly melt its health, just doing quick 1, 2, 3 combos, and then using our bow as a quick source of damage, and then dead. So, first boss down, we're going to go return this soul to the Hall of Doors. Oh wait, actually no, big baddie, and we get bonked on the back of the head. So things don't go as expected, obviously. We get bonked, there's an extra door open here, and we're going to go chase down this nice person, crow, whoever, who took our soul, because hey, we got a job to do here, and there may be a great resignation going on, but hey, we don't care. $20 is $20. So we're just gonna make it through this area, the the Lost Cemetery. It's kind of just like the intro area of the game, pretty simple. Currently, right now, the fastest form of movement is just rolling, so nothing really too crazy here. We're going to grab our first door as a checkpoint, and then there's a nice little soul orb here that we're gonna pick up for an easy, clean 100 souls. The soul routing in this game is pretty tight. We do have a very specific amount that we need to get up until the later portions. And as we go through, it's mostly more important here in the earlier sections. So just clear out these waves of enemies. A lot of places in this game have checkpoints, so you have to go through and kill a certain amount of enemies to make it to the next area or be able to advance. But we're going to grab that key and grab another soul orb and quit out again to reset. So come back through, and what you would usually use this key for to go through the game normally is to go through this first door, advance through, meet some other NPCs, yada yada yada. That's slow. Who wants to do that? So I'm going to grab this bat over here and kite it over to this door. Hopefully, these bats can be very finicky, and sometimes they do not want to chase you. And I'm going to roll on top of it, and then bam, I'm over this door, and I skip basically the entire area. Pretty simple skip. If you wanted to try that at home, that's something that's kind of just fun to do. Here's our first boss, Guardian of the Door. I like to think of it as like Alexander from the Final Fantasy series. Not sure how many people here play Final Fantasy, but you know, hey, I'm a big old nerd, so just going to take this pretty simply. A lot of this game is actually just using the sword and simple combos, but, you know, it's our best form of DPS, basically. And nice little thing there. If you get a laser shot at you, you can just roll through it. Iframes and rolling. A lot of Souls-inspired combat in this game for, like, simple pieces, so it's funny when people talk about, you know, something being souls. Oh no, why is my controller doing this again? I'm kidding, actually. I'm taking damage on purpose here. If I could, thank you, because there is a portion coming up where I want to be able to die and do a checkpoint reset, sort of. So there's going to be a lot going on here. Run kind of starts and doesn't stop until there are cutscenes. Sadly, you can't skip cutscenes in this game, but overall, like, it gives you a nice little break in between everything. So we kind of just skip this entire area. Like I said, we would generally go right here and meet the Gray Crow, who is the person that stole our soul. And I'm going to grab this just in case we do any shenanigans later, even though we wouldn't usually. And we're just going to skip him entirely. We use that key that we got before to just skip through and not have to worry about it. So we're going to do a sequence break here of grabbing... There you go. Had to wait for audio cue. Grabbing this pot of flame to skip to the third area, or the intro to the third area, to where we're going to basically start breaking the game wide open. So a little bit of just running around here. Mainly the formula of the game mostly follows is that there's intro areas with like small little like Zelda style puzzles in quotes, and then you go into like an area with actual enemies. So what I just did there was called an arc or an air roll cancel. Basically, I just do a charged attack over a gap, and then with a few quick inputs, which is roll as you go over the gap, and then back into... Oh, let's go ahead and take some damage real quick. And then as you press roll over the gap and then hit strong attack again, it allows you to go through. So I'm gonna take an intentional death here. It gives me 100 souls, and it's quicker than going and grabbing other souls kind of just sitting around the world. So we're gonna go kill this guy twice, and then what this actually is what this arena is an upgrade to one of the spells that we get, which is the hook shot. So one thing you'll notice is that in the top left, you can see my bow. Well, not now, but as soon as I load back in, you'll see that I have my bow, and then in that little like diamond shape, I have another set of spells, or like I have 3 other blank spell slots basically, and the bottom one is highlighted. So basically now I have the upgraded hook shot equipped. If I like change my spell to the bow, then I can't I can't get the spell back in the game. Basically the run is dead. So the whole point here is I have to stick with the hookshot until I unlock the hookshot spell, which is basically our next like checkpoint, I would say, big checkpoint that we're trying to do. But we're gonna go do some cleanup in between to go through the rest of it. So yeah. And we get to see some other like fun little interactions with the hookshot with the rest of the world. So we're running into the mausoleum, which is like the precursor area like we were just in, to the first actual boss that we're supposed to go through. But, you know, things are slow. There should be 2 things that we have to get to open this door. I don't want to do that. I just want to fall into the void and get into the bottom of this elevator. So we just skip that. Hookshotting into spider webs basically just kind of voids you out. Super nice, super quick. We don't have to worry about, you know, all this extra BS of going through things. And so like I was saying earlier, there's lots of like, this game's inspired by a lot of different things and has a lot of character, I would say, overall, for how much it is inspired by. But so you can get like flame spells, you can put your bow into fire to make flame, you know, a flame shot. You can also, thankfully, do the same with the hook shot. So basically we don't, even though I have to stay on the hookshot spell to be able to keep it for the next little while, I don't actually have to switch off of it for any reason here. So yeah, we're just kind of going through this area. I'm going to grab some extra souls that we need for later, and then we'll be progressing forward. So that was a lot, honestly. I don't usually talk this much when I stream. But yeah. So grab that extra soul. I'm going to skip... Actually, I'm going to get this door. I would skip this door if I was actually going for a PB run. And then we're going to do a funny little thing here where I can just kind of roll onto this pot and then skip our first NPC over there, which is Pothead, aka Pathed. again, saying there's lots of souls inspired. He's if you talk to him, he sounds very much like a Katarina Knight, like oh, and those sorts of things, and it's super great. We don't talk to Pathid at all anymore. We used to have to, but thankfully, for some reason, that skip on the flower pot there, which are basically like this game's version of heals. You get seeds and then put them into the pot so that you can heal from them. That's one thing that's actually is like, you know, able to. It's one thing we're able to do on current patch that 1.0 isn't able to do. Yeah, talking to people is super scary. But yeah. So I guess the one thing to explain as you're just running through this, so there are obviously differences between 1.0 and this. Thankfully, 1.0 there's actually a pretty easy way, as far as I understand, to down patch the game if you have it on Steam. 1.0 has some pretty funny things where, like, basically to access the spells themselves, you can just skip. You don't have to do any of the prereqs for it. There are special doors themselves that you have to like unlock other souls to unlock, and you can just walk basically behind the door and instantly enter it. So that's the main difference, I would say, with 1.0, but there's some other little things here and there. So yep, so we're just gonna skip through this area. Oh crap, I actually missed that. That's the first time I've missed that in a while. Alright, so hopefully don't get hit by this archer. Archers are super useful in this game. Gonna kite these guys and hopefully not die in the process. Archers are super useful in this game simply because of how their animations work. So I'm gonna let them chase me down, and then using the hook shot, I'm gonna just put them in this corner like I'm some sort of WWE wrestler. And then basically they like aim their arrows towards the ground, but that's just low enough that the crow, if I'm running into them, it actually lifts you up. So I'm gonna hookshot into him here, and this is the only time we talk to Pothead. And so he's trying to get into this area to basically like help fight his grandma, who has cheated death, and her way of like thinking that making people not die is putting pots on their heads. And so yeah, that's his grandma. She's the baddie of that area. She's basically the idea of this game now is that we're learning that there's, for some reason, crows are being used as like ways to not. That was really slow. Like ways to reap souls, basically. And so there are weird instances of, you know, some giant souls, not dying. And so we're on our way to go kill those. So we just got the rogue daggers. The rogue daggers are really good and basically also help, again, break this run open. They have this thing called dagger dashes, where if you charge a dagger dash or you charge a strong attack, and then as you do like see the animation of the attack proc, pause, reselect the daggers, you can get some pretty good speed going through. So we're on our way to the first Avarice, which is basically an unlock for the actual spell itself, the actual spells in the game. This is actually a straight up reference to Titan Souls, which one of the bosses is Avarice. So we actually went through backwards because we have the upgraded hookshot spell, whereas if you go through like the actual door to unlock things, we would actually have to do everything else. So, well, wait, no, not again. My controller's not working. Well, this sucks. Well, don't know how to feel about that. And again, I'm kidding. So we do that. So this is the third area where we would actually typically go unlock, or after doing everything else, would go through and go through the third boss, blah blah blah, and technically have to unlock the stuff. So I'm grabbing some more souls here. I unlocked 2 strength earlier. We need 1 dex for a skip coming up. These zoomies are okay. And then I would zoomy here, but if you zoomy too quickly past this NPC, who is Barb the Bard, you'll actually hardlock the game, and you can't do anything else. So now that we've unlocked this door specifically, which circumvents everything else, we can just go back, and now we're actually going to do the fight. So Also on 1.0, the zoomies are way faster. They reduce the acceleration of the dagger, like the heavy dagger attack. So you do go a decent amount less speedy. But, you know, overall, it's like you can still get pretty good ones. Admittedly, hands are a little cold, so I don't, what do you call it? I'm not doing them as well. It's also early in the morning. I'm super retired, but hey. So now we're actually going to go do the Avarice fight. So it's pretty simple overall. Each of these is just kind of like a small gauntlet of enemies. Nothing too crazy overall, but a fun little quip. So combat in this game overall, I would say, is really fun, but you can get... I don't want to think of a good term for this without sounding a little too, you know, whatever. Enemies can really just troll you really hard, because typically, while you can have good like enemy management and awareness and combat awareness, they can really sometimes just do whatever the hell they want, and it does not matter whatsoever to them. So one cool thing that I try to do, well, didn't do it there, but whatever, is projectiles in this game are really convenient and useful. It's like a hit. Also very scary, but anytime you hit a projectile back at an enemy, it deals double damage. And it can stop spraying in the wind. And of course... And this is the last enemy, which is basically smoke. So, alright. And that's it. That's the first Avarice encounter. Pretty straightforward. Not too bad. Could have gone quite a bit better, but hey. No real complaints from me. Yeah, there's a lot of good references in this game. And then once again, we're gonna die because that's fast. So instead of having to like walk all the way around, basically, we're gonna death warp over to that last door that we grabbed. And then we're going to go do probably, well, not probably, the most inconsistent skip in the game. Which, if you're going to be playing on PC, that's something you're in, at least current patch, that's something. Oh my god. And then sometimes if you're really bad with dagger dashes, then this is what you do. We need that one dex specifically to do this skip, and this skip is basically keep KBM only. So if you're trying to be controller master race like I usually am, then no, you're SOL. That was fine. So these rails are really precarious. So I take them very slowly, and oh my god, I was dumb. All right. That's fine. No big deal. So I have specifically 2 rails to go to and do this, basically this trick twice. Oh man, that's fine. This can get pretty tedious overall. This is definitely where you're going to spend the most time just trying to set this up and hopefully get it to work. So if we're here for a hot minute, sorry, but I guess you get more content. So sorry, not sorry. I also have blue switches on my keyboard, so if you hear some clickety-clacketing, just be happy you got some free ASMR, I guess, as well. Alright. Honestly, the part that I was most scared of with this, but we'll get past it, it's no big deal. This trick is very tedious and relatively, like, precise. And you have to do it twice, so that's the fun part. And for the most part, like I said, this is going to be the most like reset heavy portion of runs, especially if you're going for like PBs or for times, which actually I feel like I'm plugging myself a little bit too much here, but yesterday I actually got the world record for this category by 1 second. Woo, Poggies. Would have been a bigger...
Congratulations on that, dude. Holy,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, by 1 second, it would have been like by 20 seconds, and I don't even know why I'm doing this, because that's just more chances for me to die. But yeah, by 1 second, I had a 30-second what do you call it? Lead coming up to like the second to last split, and then I just absolutely blew it. So choke city, but hey, it's all good. All right. All right. And this railing, if I made the first one look tedious, this one is the real MVP, I guess. With this, it's a different lineup, and at the same time, like, it's a different angle. So when you're walking up it, you can't. It's just ever so slightly different enough that it's not reliable. And there is some randomness to it. But I swear, once we're done with this section, the game actually picks up, and you don't have to worry about this again. So there we go. All right, and walk up slowly, and then we just kind of skip through that gate. I think you heard a world record story. Well, the funny part is the day before, I got a second place PB by I got behind world second. Oh my god, I got behind world record by 1 second. So literally, one day I was 1 second behind world record. The next day I was ahead of world record by 1 second. So yeah. All right. So like I said, enemies can just decide to end runs if they feel like it. Like this. Sometimes the just gonna take this extra safe and not be kind of totally a radical dude like I usually am. All right, no. Usually like to try. Usually you can snipe these wizards pretty easily by Woohoo! Hello. All right. You can snipe those wizards with their own projectiles and insta kill them, but all right, come here, boys. Can't be God, Modern Warfare Gamer. Alright. And should be dead. Alright, perfect. Alrighty, and that is the second Avarice done. And so, thankfully, with how this game kind of works out, we only actually have to get 3 out of the 4 spells. We only have to unlock 2 out of everything else. So we're done with, like, I don't want to say, it's not side content, but we're done doing side stuff, and we're purely, on our way to, you know, bosses and the like. So we got the flame spell. We are officially the 4th Hokage, and we're going to Death Warp again. Yay, dying. Sorry, that was a bad Naruto joke. I don't even watch Naruto. Thought flame and, you know, hey, making memes and stuff. Alright. One thing you might have seen me do before, just a nice little quip. You can walk back into doors as you walk through them, and then like basically insta go through the door, which is nice, instead of having to wait for the animation. And also it's art. There you go. That's a good zoomie, but it didn't actually matter. All right. Ah, there we go. It feels so good when you get a good zoomie. Because it makes you feel like you're playing like a god gamer. even though you're just hiding the pain. Like I said, this is actually the third area of the game. And God, not a god gamer today. And so we have to go through this like small little section of like doing the puzzles and unlocking everything. And so we just have to go get all 4 of these to be able to unlock an elevator, to be able to ascend to the sky like the true bird that we are, which, you know, hey. And also sometimes there's a weird bit in the game where if you like press attack or charge attack with like in the neutral position with the stick, you don't actually you'll just for some reason attack behind you. Oh, that's hot. All right, absolute speed coming for Sonic. But yeah, so we just gotta go through this small little portion. There was something I was gonna say about this game and I don't remember what it was, so yeah. Another key here, because, you know, keys unlock doors and stuff, because this is a Zelda game, not a Dark Souls game. It's the Zelda of isometric bird games. So we're using these arcs, like I said, basically just to skip everything. They're a little bit OP when it comes to, you know, actual stuff. Damn it. Alright. Oh, yeah, for some reason you attack behind you. I don't know why. It's kind of dumb. Can I please hit the thingies? But yeah, the nice thing about this game is that the spells, like, auto-target to some degree, but at the same time, it kind of sucks that they auto-target, because if you give them too many targets like this, it just kind of derps out and goes absolute 3-head, so it's alright though. Only got one more thing to go, and then we're kind of in the clear, because the next few areas we don't really... Can I please... The problem is like, I've gotten kind of used to being tight with these controls, and doing some of these zoomies, and it's sort of precise to get a good one, so if you're a little too tight, you just don't do them. But if you do it too slow, you go you actually go slower than you would walking. So it's not the best, but you know, it's worth going for overall, especially on longer straights. So we unlock this elevator. The elevator just appears here because we quit out. Because generally, after you watch out real smooth. All right. After you quit out, the main thing is that you always switch back to the first screen in the menu, and there you go. So you going slower than I would walking. Jeez, I'm just really tight with these today. But you could go slower than you would with walking, so it's like you'd much rather be faster than not. But yeah, it's really fun to see the grunts jump attack, because the jump attack, I don't know, it's kind of insane, honestly, how like what some of these guys can do and how much they'll just like trip you up with like absolutely ruining your day. Oh, this is the best spot, honestly, to get zoomies. Because there's some absolutely long straights here. So, and the nice thing is too, actually, if you oh, that was hot. Like Will Smith right now. But if you zoom me on like through a platform that would basically be you know, off an edge, you actually won't go off it. So this is the camp of the Free Crows. We learned that basically they broke off from their like lord, basically, who like basically stopped people from dying is the best way to say it. And they kind of figured that out, and they're like, nah, dude, we're gonna try and stop them because death is good. So, you know, dying is all good and happy. So that's who they are. You kind of find the lore about them through the game, but like I said, this is like the this is the last section, so we're kind of we are actually going to be going through a reverse boss order here. So we're going to be taking down the last boss first, because for some reason the bosses have they reverse in the amount of health they have. So we're just gonna casually skip this entire section. There's Barb the Bard. You can actually use Barb and a what do you call it? A wizard to like basically stop time in the game, which is pretty cool. So we're just gonna casually go here, pop down. Let's snipe this wizard. Ooh, sniped ya. All right. And yeah, so arcs, like I said, break this game. We're just trying to, you know, minimally go through it as much as possible. Sweet. So that area, or that little section, is very precarious. So if I don't hit those arcs correctly, and I go into the void, yeah, like that. If I don't hit those arcs correctly and I go into the void while doing it, then I'm like soft locked in the game. I can't actually progress, and I have to Alt F4 out to Alright. Ooh, nice. Alright. So 1 damage so far isn't bad. This arena is like the absolute worst, because while a lot of this looks simple, the enemies, like I said, really love to gang up on you, and I just really hope that I'm making this look easy compared to other stuff. So now we get to the last phase of this arena, which is the worst, because these knight guys can their hammer hitboxes are insane. And you really want to take it slow with this, because they can, if you're even barely off in your timing at all, they can just absolutely clip you and really just ruin your day. So we're gonna do one last zoomy here before we get to our first, like, I guess, real boss of the game. And just for safety, I'm gonna quit out, go back in, and then come in. So if I do, oops, that wasn't good. Didn't work. There we go. So if you roll into a heavy attack and then switch weapons, you get this nice little glitch where you at the end of a roll get an extra attack. Ah, damn. But if you take damage, it goes away, so. So if you play Titan Souls, Betty is just a fun reskin of the Yeti boss. That was good. There we go. And Betty's down. So as I said, the bosses all have like inverse health. So Betty has the least, Grandma has the most, and so basically we're using all the rest of our souls are going to be pumped into strength so that we can basically just wipe the board clean with the rest of these. And a cool thing, after every single boss kill, they get a eulogy from Steadhone, the Gravedigger, who we never met, and you know, he's just a cool dude chilling out. He's a great guy, my best buddy. But yeah, so now we quit out once more so we can just warp back to the door here, and we get our first instance of meeting the Lord of Doors. He's a pretty cool guy. Lord of Doors is there's a lot of good quippiness in this game that you are missing. Also, Burb zooms here. So if you do a zoomy into a cutscene, you are well, you'll see in a second, but this is the Lord of Doors. He is obviously the world's best lord. No contest. Sorry. You know, all Dark Souls bosses, but yeah. He tells us that we still have beaks, and that's cool. And then we get to do, as I said, if we do a zoomy into a cutscene, you just do this. So we killed Betty, and he's like, oh, hey, you know, you want a reward, don't you? And he's like, oh, good job, yay. Clap. And then he opens the door, and we zoom away. And you can actually see in the background, these are the 4 different areas that you go to, as well as the Lost Cemetery, which you didn't see this earlier, but that is Death's Door. Ahaha, I said the name of the game because I'm cool. And we actually never saw that cutscene. So this is Chandler the Handler. We go back to Darwin, and then Betty also gives you the most souls, so we get to use that nice little bit to level ourselves up and get strength 3. Then I go back to the Lost Cemetery. We're going to head to the like swamp area of the game, I guess, technically, because you know, how is this a Souls-like without swamps, or even calling it a Souls-like, whatever. But there is a nice little skip here that I could do to like shave like 10 seconds off, but it's another arc that's a little bit precarious, and I'd rather not have to alt F4 out of the game. So you know, hey, trying to be conscientious. And if you think about it, again, more content, right? So, yeah. Cool. You can snipe this little bit here, and now we just wait for the gondola ride down into the forest. And I don't know, I find this super funny. It's like an actual creature just like chilling at like this thing, and he just, you know, casually like, as he's all upper body. He's that first boss from Crash 1. There is no leg day when every day is arm day. So, nice part about this is we basically, oops, on zoomies, baby. All right. We don't have to worry about getting, doing basically either of the 2 areas in this section, but which I would consider these the most tedious sections of the game. If you do a little arc here, starting to feel a little generous. Let me give you a few seconds back. It's cool. You have to specifically go around that tree because there is a wall, like an invisible wall there. Can I please, Daddy, give me an arc? Give me a zoomie. All right. So we zoom down here, and then we're at the edge of the game, and then somehow, some way, thankfully, the middle dungeon section for this area, the edge of it is right below here. So we just pop into it, and then bam, we're through this. So we don't have to do basically 2 different. I don't even know why I did a zoomie there. We can skip these two sections. Oh, it's gonna work. Maybe no. Okay, whatever. Do a little arc here to save some time, because we're all about speed, and I can't give you guys too much free content because, you know, I'm not getting paid to do this. At least not yet. And so we get a little, like, hint about the, you know, how some of these mechanics work. Oops. Get a little lost sometimes because of how long some of these straights can be versus how long they aren't. Is it going to be paid? But no, this is on PC. This game is on Switch. Is it on Switch? I don't know. It's on PC, Xbox One, the Xbox, and it's coming to PlayStation on the 23rd of November. And I think if you pre-order it now, you get Titan Souls with this. Nice. Yay, free money. Do a little arc here. All it does is just prevents us from having to run around. It is on Switch? Okay, perfect. I don't know. I don't pay attention to these things. Just fill in the number and sign it back to me. So here's our first instance of seeing the Frog King, who is... oh, no, I forgot to write down the thingy. If somebody would like... I don't know. If somebody has seen this game before, probably one of the mods. And I didn't take any damage, so we get to go balls to the wall. and not have to actually reset our stuff. But if you look up the Frog King's intro, yeah, this is the new GTA, like, what do you call it, DLC. Look up the Frog King's intro. It is very long and is very funny. Alright. So now, the spell that we skipped is the bomb my ass, alright. Is the bomb spell. Which you would require to go with these, like, little blocks here. But with some clever maneuvering, we can just arc our way to victory. And then, like I said earlier, archers are really convenient and really nice. They just like to give us a nice little boost. So, and sometimes you equip through them, but that's fine. Come on, buddy, let me up. Give me a nice little lift. You know, bros lift other bros up. It's cool. Ah! Oh my god, almost got sniped in the butt. Alright. This is probably the, like, one of the most tedious skips in the game. Oh, Jesus. Please, no. Please stop. Please love me. Woohoo! Who needs Elden Ring when you've got Eternal Burb? Alright. Daddy just needs a wizard right in the center. So we want a wizard right in the center here. Like this. Ugh, hot. Alright, there we go. And then, oh, fuck off. We don't really know how, like, wizards choose where they're gonna spawn. So, that basically is RNG. You, my sir, can fuck off. Oops. Sorry, guys. Alright. Alright. Blame it on the other morning. Nobody heard that. Almost got, sniped. There we go. Crap. I forgot to switch to bow. I haven't done this. Alright, that works. The call. First try, world's first. Oh, I forgot to. There you go. Exclusive content, guys. Alright, so this is the Frog King. World premiere. Alright, King of the Swamp. Guardian of the Flooded Fortress. Lord of his domain, ruler of surveys, champion of the people, keeper of the five oaths, first of his name, second of his other name, he was without middle, no shore of mercy, destroyer of all who had vested his rightful rule. Yeah, at one point it says Guzzler of the non-committal, and that just makes me, kind of feel dirty, but also good at the same time. Yeah, I would... You actually can't, you can't skip that. It purposely goes that fast. So you have to either pause it or look it up. So as much as I would have loved to read that all for you out as like some sort of washed up M&M, alright, this has actually worked out really well. It's RNG what the it is RNG, and also that's sort of RNG too. What Alright, I need to be a little safe here. There we go. Alright, that could have been fine, but... Alright, and that's Raw King dead. So... You can generally, if you don't fall off, do a really good job of, like, basically killing him instantly when he goes into that third... when he returns back to the other side. And there's also a cool, Froge King. Alright. And so we quit out now. Go through. We're going to get our last strength upgrade before going to Gam Gam. One last ribbit for the boys. Pour out some swamp water for your homies. This for frog. But yeah. So now we go actually back into the manor, which should have been the first piece. We have to act. So even though we use the spell to unlock that section, we have to run through and grab another key, which is kind of doo-doo, but hey, it's gonna be okay. And now I have the Arthur? Wait, no. Yeah, Arthur. I do have the Arthur theme song stuck in my head. What the nuts? Alright, that was interesting. So the thing about the flame spell is that it like pierces, whereas the bow is quicker, but obviously doesn't pierce. Haha! Wow, big brain. All right, and I'm trying to do zoomies and make it look like I'm cool, but I'm just looking like a fool. F is for Foxy, who is a fool. Bam, and so now we're in the furnace. The furnace. Really, not much to talk about. We're kind of just, like, zooming through this area as quickly as we can. No real cool skips here, I would say. There is a skip to, like, basically skip this entire area, but it is extremely hard to do. It would save, like, at least 2 to 3 minutes, but, yeah. So, we're going to zoomy here, hopefully. And then you can see there's Pathid right there. He has been absorbed into a bigger pot of green goo. Don't know where they got the goo, but don't ask me. I don't know such things. Whatever your mind comes up with is your own canon. And here's our first instance of seeing Grandma with her grandson in a vat of green goo. And she tells us to back off, because what the hell, she's got an operation going on here. And she calls us stupid. She's very mean, actually. She does not have nice words to say to us. Which is kind of sad. Oh man, these suck. Aha! Oh, there you go. That's. I was saying the ones before were hot, but that is the hottest Zumi. So one cool thing that I never noticed, actually, is that, so if you notice the beat of this, like, area... Sometimes it's kind of hard to switch spells, because, you know, you gotta use your brain to do that. Now I'm getting good zoomies at the end of the run, so that's what's important, is that I redeem myself like a true gamer. Maybe not. Alright. I don't know. Go find you. Go give yourself Like, go find a crow in the wild, give it a fry or something, and maybe it'll, like, I don't know, have some daggers on it or something. I don't know. I don't know what crows do. Also, fun fact, you can just roll into Explodey Boys. Ooh, hello. No, thank you. Wow. Absolute Papega aim. Oh, this is not... No bueno! Wow. I regret calling myself a god gamer. Kicking your corn or shucking it? That has implications. Alright. So we're in the last little stretch. Why did I zoom in right there? I'm stupid. Thanks for the hype, Wolfie. Oh, look at that. Oh, these snipes, though. Let's go. Alrighty. Oh my god, that was so nice. Usually... What? My dick. This area can be a little bit precarious. So actually, I mentioned yesterday I lost 30 seconds here. And it was because I didn't do that arc. So, yeah. Alright. So now we technically don't have to heal or anything. Ooh, that was close. It got a little bit too tight. And bam, we grab this door for easy peasy putting out Cover Girl. And I forgot to switch over to the... Alright. And so here's Gam Gam. We're actually going to fight her now. And she calls us a little shit because, like I said, she's mean and doesn't care about her grandson's friends. But she's a top-tier memer, I guess. I know, right? We just wanted to play with her grandson, and now she's just calling us a little shit. Oh, nice. So it took damage there, but I actually got a double hit off of a charged attack, which is basic. That would be 4 times damage, basically. Or it wasn't fully charged, but still. And dead? Okay, there you go. Alright, and so we're basically already to the end of the run. We're on the last 2 bosses. Running decently ahead of schedule here. We get one last little visit from Stedhone. Sorry, Stedhone, we don't really care that much about your eulogy. Put out once more. We go back to the Lost Cemetery, and we're going to go meet the Grey Crow, who we should have met 40 minutes ago. That's a good to me. Maybe. Hang it. Nope. Ugh. Angles are everything. Alright. So now we actually get introduced to the Grey Crow. But, you know, instead of introducing themselves to us, they're just like, oh, hey, you did the thing. Good job. Wow. I never could have thought of doing this, even though in my, you know, hundreds of years of having the opportunity to do this. So now we're going to open up the Death's Door and waste the souls of these old people. Which, I mean, they never really explain what happens when you reap souls, but, you know, I don't know, and where they go, but I guess we can leave that to another time. Yeah, it's like that's the name of the game or something. And so if you guys were here earlier when I was taking tactical deaths, you might recognize something coming up here in a second. And then we get, hello? And voila. Who's this guy? Who could that be? Oh, it's Death. So we literally just knocked on Death's door. You know, not Guns N' Roses knocking on Heaven's door, but you know, hey. Might get our controller disconnect again. Possibly. If you need more content, I can make some stuff happen. Yeah. So this is the most... I don't want to get salty about this fight, but this boss is a whole lot of salt. And will make anybody turn into a salt mine because of the RNG involved. And so we're getting back like lore here, basically. Like, there's been multiple lords of doors, and they eventually they have to die, and like go on and blah blah blah. But they've just been passing on their powers, and so they locked Death away, so that's why they don't die. And so now the Great Crow is like, he's officially expired. You got to take him off the shelf. You can't put him in a can or anything like that. So he goes nutso, and now you got to kill him. And so Death is like, hey, I've been locked away for centuries, so... And so that's what I was talking about, that RNG. So he spawns these little, like, crow heads, and you can just, like, they can just spawn into you. No real, like, you know, rhyme or reason to it. And you have to be very careful. You can't hit him too much, because with one of these rolls, you can generally only get about one hit in each time after doing a hook shot, and that's simply just because like he can do like a running attack, and sometimes you just miss your hook shot. There it is. You got to be really careful about that running. And he just turned around, and so you know, hey, that's damage, right? Nuggets. All right. Oh god. Please no. All right. He's basically dead at this point, but there you go. That is and actually, this is the one time we can quit out of a fight afterward, too. So now we get a nice little chat about Death. He's like, oh, man, fresh air is nice. Like, wish I could, you know, have this more often. You don't appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. One thing I will mention is that I've been mashing with the controller. Typically, I would mash with my key. Mashing is weird in this game. Like, you can't press multiple buttons at the same time to get multiple inputs. You have to specifically... like go and mash one button or mash like you know, everything else. Yo, Val, thank you. And so now we're just getting some exposition from the what do you call it? The Free Crows people who are like trashing the place, like you know, screw the lower doors, blah blah blah. So we use the last bit of souls that we get to unlock Dex 2. Dex just allows us to swing faster. And so that's really about it. That's all we can spend our souls on, and it's the most useful, just to make our DPS higher. So now we get into like this like gauntlet of the Lord of Doors, who is like, yo dog, I don't want to die, so I'm gonna kill you. And that's really about it. And he has this nice exposition. He's got an awesome boss theme. Like, the music in this game is really great. It's on Spotify and everywhere else, I guess, now. But yeah, so we have like different phases. Was a little slow on my output there. Alright, that's fine. He spawns like these doors that charge you if you sit here. They can't hit us, so good to chill, take it easy. Take some damage, we go, and we just eat. He'll spawn these doors and we'll go through like basically a phase of him doing each of the boss sections for Grandma, Froge King, and Betty. Problem is, whenever I say Betty, I always think of like Kung Pao. If anybody's ever seen that movie and probably hasn't thought about it in close to 5 or 10 years. So, free reference for you, free content. What I'm here for. I drank him. Ah, dang it. Alright. If you're a better gamer than me, you can basically hit him just enough so you don't take damage there, and it, like, he barely goes into his second phase. Hard to not sing along. Alright, nice. And he doesn't get to go into a phase there, thankfully. The Frog King was doing like some weird jump stuff, and the Lord of Doors has like a weird, like slightly modified version of that he does. That spawns like lasers, I guess, coming out of the ground. I don't know. Because obviously just him jumping on you isn't and literally I'm one hit away. Alright. Close but no cigar. Alright. So we have one last little gauntlet here with this stuff. And then thankfully, as we go into the last like phase of this boss fight, we get a free heal. So super nice. So as long as you survive this gauntlet, which it can be pretty tough actually, with everything. I don't know. I don't want to say I make this game look easy, but it certainly is a lot more involved. And it does take a lot of learning and, you know, patterns and those sorts of things. So a lot of fun though. Yep. After this fight, I will just say, because I'll be very focused, time will come on the last hit of the boss. It'll be kind of jarring. I'll say it, but it's obviously mostly that. So obviously there's a well of souls there that we've been leveling up at, and so the Lord of Doors is about to yeet himself into that power well and give some metal words of "I will never die." But hey, you know, if we don't kill him, then how do we beat the game? So, yeah. And then absolute cat jam, rat jam, whatever's your favorite. Spammerino. Just being cheeky. So that's the second phase move that we didn't get to see. Alright. And now he does giant ball of destruction, anime style. Ooh, hello. Twice in a row. And oh, I haven't gotten, so he can do 2 phases of this. I haven't gotten this in quite some time. And that's time. His light shuts off. And he's dead. And that's that story. I honestly, like, that, I don't... speedrun this game is really fun. It's not like super intense like some other games, but it's I don't know, it's nice. It's I wouldn't say the most relaxing, but I find the tech to be fun, and it's just short enough to like be an enjoyable time. So thanks to Speed Souls for having me. Really appreciate it. I still plan on speedrunning this game for at least a decent little while, maybe taking up 100%, and going from there. So yeah, not much else to say, I guess. FoxyJira, follow me on other things, but yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say, is this your this is the first time you've been in Speed Souls Marathon, right?
Yeah, this is my first Speed Souls. Yeah,
yeah, it is. I thought that. That's really cool. Welcome, and it was a really good run.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wrong estimate. No, he's just such a god. Just Foxy's such a god gamer.
Absolute god gamer, chat. Don't ask dumb questions here. No dumb questions. Sorry.
Exactly.
Next,
exactly.
I'm kidding. But...
Well, just before you go, I'm just gonna say, if you guys stick around for the next minute or so, I might be doing a giveaway. Just to let you know, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is until I'm doing it.
Free stuff? No way. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, anything else from you, Foxy?
No, not much. Yeah, follow me on Twitch. I stream sometimes. Quit my job recently, so trying out that streaming as a day job thing because I got nothing else to do with my life. So any support's appreciated. But yeah, support the charity, guys. It's awesome. Save the Children's amazing. So yeah, really happy to do another marathon. It's been a long time, so I don't know. Running marathons and commentating is just so much more different than just regular streaming, but it's I don't know, I feel like it's a lot more fun in some ways. So really appreciate you guys having me here. Hope to return in the future.
Thank you, Foxy, for being here.